We'll learn step by step the events, properties and functions associated with the text box and try to develop an interactive text box to handle user inputs. Our text box must be able to validate the inputs and prompt the error messages if any. In part 2, we'll learn how to pass the user entered data to backend script for updating database etc. and get back the message if any. Copy the basic structure of jQuery from here and we'll use this. We'll paste our basic jQuery structure here. Now our page is ready. We'll start coding now. We'll start with our HTML part. Let us say input type is equal to text, ID is equal to T1. Now by the side we'll display one button ID is equal to B1, and let us say check the text written over the button. So now we have one text per button. We'll add one display area. So span ID is equal to display. Here we will display the messages whatever we want to communicate to the user. So this completes our HTML part. So let us see how it looks. A simple text box and a button. So this is how. Okay, now then we'll move it to our jQuery part. We'll start our jQuery part. Here B1 is our button, so we'll first select the button. ID here is B1, so we have selected it. Now click function of the button will mark the area. So whatever code we write inside this will be executed on click of the button. So let us now collect the data entered by the user. This is equal to now the here we will see T1 is our text area. So now this variable data will store the whatever user entered data in our text area. Now this will assign it to our display. Display ID is display, that message we want to display. So here HTML is equal to data. So now this ends our code. So whatever the user enters will display in our inside our span, which ID is display. Let us save this and refresh this. Let us enter A, B, C, D. Let's check. Okay, it got displayed. Let us add CSS properties to our text box. So we'll change the border color and the background color. So let us first start with our text ID, that is T1. Now here we'll write CSS. Now we'll write border. We want to change this property border color, and now let us make it red. So we have written the comment. Okay, let us copy this, paste it here, CSS. Now we'll change it to background color. Background color, we can use a hex code here. Now let us use a hex code F1, F1, F1. So this is a light gray background. So this will be comment will write background color. Fine. So let us save it, run this code. Let us put something A, B, C, D, check. You can see the border has changed and the background color has become gray. You can change to any other color if you want. We will change this little bit. So we will check now the length of the data entered by the user. If the data entered is more than 3, then only we'll make the colors to green and some other color. If it is less, then we'll change the border color to red. So that is a way we can show the error message. If data length, that will tell us the length less than equal to 3. So this is the condition we are putting, less than. Then what happens is we are giving these two here, else. Let us come to here. Now we'll copy this paste it here. Now this will make it red. Okay, this will make it red and light color. This we are keeping green because that shows that length is fine, and background color let us change it to white. Okay, fine. This, let us check this. Okay, we'll enter 2 letter only, A, B. Let us check. Yes, so the grade and the border is red, telling that some mistake is there. Now let us add C, D, F. Okay, we have crossed the 3. So now, okay, now it is now green and background is white. You can change to any color in, if it is more than 3 or less than 3, whatever color you want, you can change it. Let us add some message part to it, so we can tell the viewer that you have entered wrong data. So let us say it is, now we are inside the if condition where data length is less than 3. So where message is equal to, will tell say minimum length is 3. You can add whatever message you want. So let's copy, and in the else condition we will simply say okay. We'll simply say okay. So that will tell us that data, whatever data is entered is correct. Now this is display. Okay, let us save this, refresh. Now let us AB. We are not missed the minimum 3, so we have refreshed it or saved it. Fine. Why it is showing? Sorry, here we have to use message instead of data. We need to say message. Let us save it, refresh it, AB. Now we should get the message. Minimum length is 3. Now let us add 2 more thing, A, B, C, D. Check. So it's okay. Now the minimum requirement is fulfilled. If minimum length criteria is met, then we'll transfer the data from this text box to another text box. That way we'll understand how data can be assigned to a text box. So let us copy this, end of the button will keep, and the message part will give a line break, so the message will come down. Now this ID, let us change it to T2. So here let us come, here we'll add this how to assign. Let us give this as T2. T2 is our new text box. Now attribute, add TTR. Now this is what we are doing is value. Now what value? It should get the variable whatever is data. Now data holds the user enter data in T1 or text box, first text box. Let us save this, refresh this. As usual, let us first try with 2. It should not go. No, it is giving minimum length is 3. It is not allowing. Okay. Now let us say CD, A, B, C, D. Okay. Now let us check. Fine. Now it has gone to the other text box. Let us add one help message. Whenever the user clicks on the text box to or start entering, so that time there should be a message telling about the text box, what he should enter. So that will be not related to the click event of the button, so it will be going outside the click event of the button, which ends here. So let us put it here. So here now this is beyond the click event of the button, and the moment the user clicks on the text box, the focus event gets triggered. So we will use the focus event. See how we are writing. First we will select the selector of the text box is T1. We will write the ID we have used. Now dot focus. Now here again function. Let us close this first. Okay. Now what will happen is, now the message should change. Sorry, this should be a selector of our display. Display is our message box again. Display dot HTML. Now inside this we will write enter your name. Now this code will simply ask the user to enter your name. Fine. Let us save it, refresh it. we'll click it. Got, enter your name. Now let us say again, repeat our earlier, AB, check, minimum length is 3, again it has prompted A, B, C, D. Now it is fine because we clicked, so the focus event got executed, A, B, C, D, okay. So this is how we will be introducing different interactive messages to our user. Usually text box will be a part of several other components, so there can't be a button to trigger the checks for each and every element after it is filled. So we can link this to an event which happens when the user finishes its task, that is the blur event. This event is triggered when the focus is moved out of the out of the element, or here is our text box. So let us change this because now this will happen over the text box. So button is not used. So we'll let us say T1. Now instead of click, you will say blur. Fine. So the entire thing is changed to blur event of T1. Let's refresh it. Okay. Now let us, and once you focus, enter your name, A, B. Now I am pressing tab. Fine, because minimum length is to be achieved. C, D. Now again. So this is all the events are triggered on the blur event of the T1 text box. We'll learn how to enable and disable our text box. Now for that, let us see, whenever the data is successfully transferred to our text box 2, we'll disable the text box 1. Let us write the code inside the else condition where our text successfully we transfer the data. So here it will come. Now we'll put it T1 as the selector. Now property we are writing disabled. Now here we will make it true. That's all. So this will see that, we will see that this way we can, moment the data is transferred here at T2, T1 is disabled. Let us save this, refresh it. We will write directly A, B, C, D. So now on blur, so transferred, and now it is disabled. I am unable to edit anything or click anything. How we will make it enable again? Now since this button we are not using, let us add the click event of this button to enable it again. So what we will do, we will add another independent event. Now we will say this is now B1. Let us put the quotes B1 dot click event, click function. Let us close this. Okay, fine. So now we'll say either, let us copy this code. If B1 is clicked, then disabled is false. So okay, we should not write the label on this. Will check enable. So let us save this. Now refresh this. Okay, A, B, C, D. Now blur, on blur will transfer the data. Yes, we have transferred it. Now this is totally disabled. I am unable to click this now. So let us enable this. Now I should able to, yes, A, B, C, D, E. Now I am pressing the tab to blur it. Okay, so I have moved out, my focus is moved out, so my code is executed and the data is copied to the text box 2. At the same time, this got disabled. I will enable it again. Now it is enabled. Now I am writing one more character here. Now I will move out. I can move out by clicking outside the text box also. Let us do, yes. So moment I moved out, my focus is lost, or it's a blur event. Again, my T1 is disabled. I can enable it here by clicking this. It is enabled now. I can further enter the data. Instead of enable or disable, let us use show height. So we can display or vanish the text box. Let us, after transferring the data to T2, we can disable it. So let us go there again at T1. T1 will hide it. We'll use hide to remove the T1 or hide the T1, and once the data is transferred to T2. Now in that case we will make it display again by click of the button. Here we will change it again. Here we will say show, because now on the click of the button we should say show the button. So show is function is executed. Now instead of the label part we will change to enable, so we will make it show or display. Let us use the word display. Fine. So we have, let us save this. Now refresh this. Let us try A, B, C, D. I am pressing tab. Okay, fine. You got it that one text box is vanished. Now let us display it again. So it has come back again. Now let us A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, now I am pressing the clicking the mouse outside the text box. Fine, it has vanished. Now let us display it again.